Good morning, Minister.
Verma Ji, did you know about this Indigo situation?
I believe there has been some operational turbulence.
Turbulence? 3 lakh people stranded, Verma Ji. We need to act. We need to show strength. We need to find them.
An excellent instinct, Minister.
How much should we find them?
The DGCA is proposing 22 crores.
22 crore? That's it? They stranded 3 lakh people and we are finding them 22 crore? That's pocket change for them, Verma Ji. They make that in a day.
Minister, perhaps we should consider the optics of a larger fine.
Optics? I want to punish them. Make it 100 crore, 200 crore. Show them we mean business.
Minister, I wonder if you have fully considered the consequences.
Ha! Consequences? The consequences, they'll think twice before stranding passengers again.
Indeed, Minister, but there is another consequence, one closer to home.
What do you mean?
Minister, let us trace the journey of your proposed 100 crore fine. The airline pays the fine, but unlike governments, airlines cannot print money. They must record this cost.
From their profits.
What profits, Minister? They operate on margins thinner than the airline coffee. They will record it from the only source available.
Ticket prices?
Precisely, the passengers. The same passengers who were stranded, the same passengers who owed, the same passengers who will notice that their Delhi-Mumbai fare has mysteriously increased by 2,000 rupees. And who will they blame?
The airline.
Minister, the public has a remarkable ability to trace cause and effect when it affects their purse. Face up after minister's record fine. I can see the headline now. Minister's 100 crore costs common man. The airline becomes the victim. You become the villain who made flying unaffordable.
But they caused the chaos.
And you caused the fare hike, Minister. Do you really wish to face the ire of the traveling public?
So 22 crore.
Is carefully calibrated to appear substantial in press releases while causing minimal fare impact. Large enough to signal seriousness, small enough to be absorbed. A Goldilocks fine, if you will, Minister.
So we cannot not find them because it looks weak, and we cannot find them too much because it has the passengers.
Welcome to regulatory equilibrium, Minister.
Competition, Verma Ji, that's the key. The market corrects itself. If Indigo raises prices, others will step in.
Which others, Minister?
Well, they must be alternatives.
Oh, the history of Indian aviation is littered with alternatives, Minister. Illustrious names. Jack Airways, Kingfisher, Sahara, Deccan, Go First.
There you see, a robust ecosystem.
A robust graveyard, Minister.
What do you mean?
They're all different, bankrupt, grounded. The only thing they are currently flying is into the history books.
All of them?
We don't have a market, Minister. We have a survivors club. Indigo holds 65% market share and Air India holds 27%.
So when Indigo fails, passengers go to Air India?
In theory, Minister. In practice, Indigo has 400 aircrafts. Air India has 150. When 3 lakh Indigo passengers suddenly need seats, Air India can offer them hope and a wait list.
We have the 3rd largest aviation market in the world and only one real airline.
2, Minister, a duopoly.
A duopoly that functions like a monopoly.
The most efficient market structure. All the appearance of choice with none of the inconvenience of actual competition.
Right. That's it. I've heard enough. There's only one solution. If this airline is so essential, so critical to national infrastructure that we can't let it fail, can't punish it, can't live without it, then it should not be in private hands. We nationalize it, Verma Ji. Take it over. Public ownership. No more private monopoly holding the nation hostage. We run it for the people, not for profit.
Minister, do you remember something called Air India?
What about Air India?
The national carrier, the pride of the nation, the flag bearer of Indian aviation.
Yes, what's your point?
We just unnationalized it, Minister.
that was different.
Was it different, Minister? Air India was a triumph of public service. For 70 years, it employed ministers' cousins, purchased aircraft through wonderfully opaque processes, and never once let profitability interfere with its higher purpose. Thousands of crores in losses every year without fail, mounting debt, aging fleet. It became such a shining example of government enterprise that selling it became an election promise. The Tatas took it, along with 30,000 those are dead, and the nation applauded. And now you wish to recreate this miracle with Indigo, Minister? It's a brave call.
Brave? You mean risky? But Indigo is different. Indigo makes money.
Of course, Minister, it does. But how long do you suppose it would make money on the government management? Profit, essentially, Minister, is a mercantilist concept that implies a surplus of revenue or expenditure, which in a public service context suggests we have failed to adequately reinvest resources into the very populace we serve. It is, in short, exploitation of the workers, of the passengers, of the nation itself. No self-respecting public enterprise would allow it. Loss, on the other hand, is sacrifice. Loss is service. Loss is putting people before money.
So are you saying it is impossible for the government to run an airline without bringing a loss?
If you don't mind being remembered as the minister who repeated the most expensive mistake in Indian aviation history, you could give it a try, Minister.
No, how did we land in this situation, Verma Ji? Why did all these private airlines fail?
Now we approach the heart of the matter, Minister. We tax their fuel for revenue, we regulate their operations for safety, we mandate flights to empty airports for connectivity, we restrict their slots for fairness, we control their fares for affordability, and when they collapse under the weight of our generosity, we blame them for mismanagement. It's a comprehensive system, Minister.
What's wrong with affordable travel?
Wrong, nothing at all, Minister. Aviation fuel unfortunately refuses to cooperate. Pilots insist on salaries. Aircraft remain expensive. But these are details. So we cap fares, mandate unprofitable routes, tax fuel to the heavens, pile on regulations, and when the airline collapses, blame private sector mismanagement. Everyone gets what they want. The voter gets promises, the politician gets votes, we get regulations to administer. Only the airlines suffer, and eventually the passengers. But by then there is a new election.
Surely it's not that simple. How do you mean to go serve it then?
By building a mission so brutal, so lean, so utterly without mercy that it can just barely operate within our impossible constraints. And the moment we added one more regulation, the machine shattered because there was nothing left to give.
Are you saying we created this monopoly?
I would never say such a thing, Minister. I'm merely observing that the regulatory environment has, over time, inadvertently favored large, well-capitalized operators who can absorb compliance costs. This has had the statistically coincidental effect of laying one dominant player who now controls whether millions of Indians can attend their grandmother's funeral or their daughter's wedding.
Okay, so we created it.
That's your interpretation, Minister.
This is a nightmare, Verma Ji. We regulate them for safety. The regulations make the business harder. The weaker airlines die. One airline becomes dominant. We regulate the dominant airline. They fail to comply. We fine them. They raise prices. The passengers pay. We have done this.
I wouldn't say done, Minister. That implies agency. We have merely facilitated a natural evolution toward optimal market consolidation.
Optimal? Optimal for whom?
For regulatory simplicity, Minister, consider the alternative. If we had 20 airlines, we would meet 20 times the inspectors, 20 times the oversight, 20 times the paperwork. This way, when something goes wrong, there's only one phone number to call.
And when that one airline fails, 3 lakh people sleep on airport floors, Verma Ji.
Yes, but they all sleep on the same airport floors. Consolidation of inconvenience. Very efficient, and Minister, very easy to blame.
Blame?
If 20 airlines failed, that would be a systemic failure. The public would blame us. Currently, only the opposition does. Nobody listens to them. However, one airline, one greedy, mismanaged private airline, Indigo becomes the villain. We become the savior, fining them, warning them, protecting the common man, giving press releases. 3 lakh people suffered, but they know exactly whom to blame, and it isn't us.
What do we do now?
Well, Minister, we have issued the fine, we have issued warnings to the CEO, we have demanded a 50 crore bank guarantee.
And in the meantime,
In the meantime, we have suspended the very regulations that caused the problem.
we have suspended them.
Temporarily, Minister, until February. The DGCA has allowed pilots to do 6 night landings instead of 2, withdrawn the consecutive night duty restrictions.
So we brought in the rules for safety. The airlines could not comply. It caused chaos. We fined them for not complying, and now we have suspended the rules.
Yes, Minister, the situation demanded flexibility.
What was the point of rules in the first place?
Oh, they were essential, Minister. The regulation sent a very clear message
What message?
that we take safety very seriously.
Until it becomes a little inconvenient.
Minister, you've been very quiet.
Brijesh, I've been thinking, what if we have been looking at this all wrong?
How so, Minister?
All these regulations, the FTTL rules, the compliance requirements, the safety frameworks, we created them because we assumed the industry could not be trusted to manage safety on its own. But think about it. Who knows more about running an airline safely? Us? Bureaucrats who have never flown a plane, or the people who actually do it every day?
The airlines themselves.
Exactly. The industry has every incentive to be safe. A crash destroys the reputation, the stock price, everything. They don't want bad pilots. They don't want accidents. They know their business better than we ever could.
That's actually quite logical, Minister.
What if we just stepped back, let the industry self-regulate, removed all their compliance burdens that kill small airlines and create monopolies?
Deregulation?
Yes. No more prescriptive rules about exactly how many hours and how many night landings. Trust the professionals.
This could actually work. Lowered barriers to entry, new airlines could start up, the monopoly would face zero competition, prices would fall, innovation would flourish, and safety would be maintained by market process and reputation.
Brijesh, I think we have finally cracked it. We have been so busy regulating that we created the very problem we were trying to solve. The answer isn't more government. It is less.
Good morning, Ministers.
Good morning, Verma Ji. Have you all heard the proposal?
Indeed, Minister.
What do you think about it?
Minister, it is a remarkably innovative proposal.
You think it won't work?
On the contrary, I think it might work extremely well.
You do?
Yes, Minister.
Excellent.
There is, however, one small consideration.
Which is?
If the industry regulates itself, what precisely would the ministry regulate?
We would still oversee.
Oversee what, Minister? If there are no prescriptive rules, there is nothing to enforce. If there is nothing to enforce, there is no need for inspectors. If there is no need for inspectors, there is no need for a Director General of Civil Aviation. If there is no DGCA,
There is no Ministry of Civilization.
or at least a very much smaller one, perhaps a single desk in the corner of the Transport Ministry, staffed by a junior officer who also handles inland waterways. The regulatory apparatus, Minister, employs many thousands of dedicated people. Inspectors, auditors, complaints officers, committee members, report writers, policy analysts. Their careers, their pensions, their children's school fees, all depend on the continued existence of regulations requiring inspection, audit, compliance checking, committee review, and policy analysis.
But if the regulations are counterproductive,
Then they must be reformed, Minister, improved, updated, supplemented with additional regulations, addressing the shortcoming of the original regulations. This creates meaningful employment for the people who draft reforms, review reforms, implement reforms, evaluate reforms, and assess whether the reforms require further reform.
it's regulation all the way down.
The purpose of the ministry Minister, is not to make aviation work.
Really?
Aviation worked perfectly well before we existed. No ministry mandated the Wright brothers to invent the aeroplane. No DGC has supervised their first flight. Two bicycle mechanics just flew. And yet, somehow, a century later, we have convinced everyone that aircraft cannot leave the ground without our permission. The purpose of the ministry is to be seen to be ensuring aviation works. For that, we need complexity. We need problems that require our expert intervention. We need a system that cannot function without us standing watchfully in the middle of it.
So we can't fix it because fixing it would eliminate all jobs.
I wouldn't put it so crudely, Minister. We can't implement this particular solution because the institutional framework within which solutions must be implemented has a structural bias toward the perpetuation of the problem it was created to solve. It's not self-interest, it's system theory, institutional ecology.
It's self-interest, Verma Ji.
That's certainly one interpretation, Minister.
So the passengers will continue to suffer,
The passengers will continue to fly,
with one airline holding them hostage.
with one airline providing essential national connectivity.
And we will continue to regulate, fine, reform, and achieve nothing.
We will continue to provide vigilant oversight of a critical national infrastructure sector.
You know what the worst part is, Verma Ji? For a moment there, for one genuine moment, I actually thought I had found an answer.
Ministers often do, Minister. It's quite common, part of the learning curve,
The learning curve toward work.
toward accepting that the purpose of the government is not to solve problems, but to manage them indefinitely. A solved problem is a closed file and a redundant department. A managed problem is an annual budget and the justified headcount.
Minister, the Parliament Secretary is asking if you have a statement on the Indigo situation for tomorrow's question hour.
What should I say?
I have taken the liberty of drafting something, Minister. The Ministry has taken firm and decisive action. Lessons are being learned, a comprehensive review is underway. We remain fully committed to passenger safety and a vibrant competitive aviation sector.
Fine. And add that we will form a committee to strengthen our regulatory frameworks.
Yes, Minister,